It's me, your girl Flower. Today I feel like talking about is mental health. Is mental health an issue to discuss or to worry about or to be taken seriously? What I mean about mental health? Mental health can involve many things like can be just stress, feeling fatigued, feeling tired, feel like some can be issue of anger management, it can be depression or stress of work or maybe marriage, relationship. Does mental health really matters? To me, I think mental health matters because sometimes we don't know when we break down. We may think that you're doing okay and fine, but we rarely notice when you're breaking down. And especially the people who notice that we're really breaking down are those maybe around us or even strangers. For example, you can go through stress of work, stress of marriage, stress of relationship, stress of maybe just personal life growth. All of this can lead to stress, maybe to abuse and all that. And every stress, if it's not well handled at an early stage or managed to a point where it cannot lead to depression, a lot of us fall into depression, anxiety, panic, anger, bitterness. There's a lot of things that we develop. So in this mental health, does mental health matters? I'm gonna talk about dealing with depression. Go be told you're depressed, you're like depressed. What am I depressed about? Yes, I know I am feel down, I'm feeling tired, I have this maybe pain or anger or unsettled issues that are not being solved. And you're like, what do you mean I'm in depression? And you realize that someone can be told they are in a different stage of depression, because I understand that depression has certain stages. There's this one of denial. There's this one for acceptance. You don't want to accept. There is this stage where you feel you like, there is the awareness. You have no awareness that, okay, this has really happened and you need to accept and move on. There's that stage. So for me, I talk about depression and what can cause, what can lead you, what symptoms of depression you can notice you have. You can notice that you're getting angry, or you're even lacking mostly in these you used to enjoy. For example, maybe you used to enjoy that walk, you used to enjoy that movie, you used to enjoy hanging out, going for movie, hiking, or used to enjoy like reading books or writing books, singing or doing exercise. But now these things no longer matters to you. You just don't want to be part of them anymore. Even also, you can also fall out in friends that you used to keep close with. You no longer want to hang out with them. You don't want even to be engaged with them. So you just keep on disconnecting from one friend to another. You can also realize that you have this slowness of thoughts or slowness of speech. When I mean slowness of thought, is like you're trying to think something, or you know that you're supposed to pick something at maybe at a certain stage or a certain bus stop or a certain point, but for you trying to connect where that point is, that stage, I was supposed to take this bag from Nairobi Cinema, and you're trying to figure out, Nairobi Cinema, yes, why is Nairobi Cinema? So your thoughts are not connecting very quickly. You find that things you used to know and you can be able to figure out so first and think about or even solve, you're no longer able to solve them like you used to. You have this slowness of thoughts. Then you also realize that your speech no longer is not efficient as before. You have slowness of speech. A sentence that you used to make before, you can no longer make it full. You're like making it one word, then you pause, you pick another word, and you're trying to connect the whole sentence all together. So you might have slowness of speech. Another thing, you can become forgetful. You easily forget things nowadays. You can just put your keys on the table, and the next moment you're looking for those keys. You don't know where they are, and you're like, where did I keep these keys? You know? Or even you can forget, like, you took your keys to go and close a door or of your shop or even your house, and you saw yourself in your mind doing that, closing your door. But when you go, and whatever place you're going and you have reached there, and maybe you just want to get into your bag, and you're like, where did I put my keys? And you're like, okay, I don't have my keys, so where are my keys? And you're like, I closed my door, so where are my keys? And when you just take a step back and you relax and try to figure out, then you close this door, and that's when you realize, I did it in my mind, but I didn't do it in action. So there is also anxiety. There is this one of feeling fatigue. There is this one, you lack zeal. There is nothing comforts you anymore. There's nothing that gives you there's nothing that gives you drive into that drive to live again. You can also have the symptoms of committing suicide. You feel like you want to end it, or you just want to feel this pain to end away, and you feel the only way to find that peace is just maybe commit that suicide, maybe take those drugs and end it, or maybe cut yourself or hang yourself. So sometimes a lot of us could be going through depression, maybe family members, friends, and even close colleagues, and we are not aware whatever someone is going through. And sometimes someone may go through a whole episode of depression, go through therapy, go through the healing process, and you never notice. So sometimes it's hard to notice when someone is going through depression. But if you're keen with someone who is your close friend, a friend member, and somehow you know the patterns of their behavior, and you start to realize these people, they are no longer doing the things they used to do. They are no longer have that zeal to live again. They are not always, their words or their ways, the conversation they have is not about hope or living. It's all about like this, they need to end. Then there is that question you need to take, and you're like, okay, this person doesn't sound okay. So sometimes when you realize someone is going through depression, don't be too quick to solve them or to treat them. I know you're going through depression. Why don't you go for let's do therapy? Listen to this music. Nah, you don't need to hear that. Just because you've known I'm into depression, I don't need you to hear me. Actually, don't be so quick. I need you to just actually be there for me. Understand, listen. Just be there for that person. Hang out, be there for that person, talk, check on upon them, do activities with them. And with that whole journey, as you've been with them, try and search how you can relate with the person who is depressed. What type of help can you seek for them? So even yourself can go for that help. Like, you can go for that therapy, so that you can be able to understand how to treat this your depressed friend or colleague or family member. You can help them. So when you go that through therapy, you can also help them. You can also be an influence for them to join that therapy, so that they can do through therapy. So depression is a wide thing, and some take short time to heal, some take longer to heal, some it's like a lifetime thing. So when you go through depression, it's okay to seek help. Go for that therapy. If it is therapy, go for therapy. So for me, I feel the best stage to start is through therapy. Before you know to that any family member to that mental hospital, try and seek a therapist. Try and seek a medical therapist. The medical therapist will be able to tell whether this stage of this person requires that person admitted to a mental hospital or not. So sometimes a lot of people have been taken to mental hospital where they're not supposed to be, taking drugs even they're not supposed to be taking. All they needed is that therapist to listen to what triggered to their depression and treat it from the source. So don't be too quick to correct someone from the house and dump them in the mental hospital. You're not helping them without even figure out the source of their depression. So you need to take the first step that you should take a person who is going through